Anong kulang dito? Because they're also reducing restaurant, coffee shop capacities, yung mga personal care establishments restricted to 50%. Ano pang kulang doon? Ano pang pwede gawin?
Siguro, Abby, kailangan muna right now, given where we are, maybe there's after some time we have to study the possibility of prohibiting all types of social gatherings just for the period of the surge. Maybe, and I love going to restaurants, I love going to restaurants, and I feel for the restaurant owners, maybe in their dining in particular should be discouraged. And maybe, as architect Paulo was saying, more limited outdoor dining can be provided. But who would like to dine at a time like this, no? And takeout should be encouraged. And it's not just them, no. It's all these other establishments that provide services where in enclosed areas, no. So at one level, malls will have to also reduce hours, no, and the thing that will, I think, help initially, maybe next week they can think about it, is making sure that everybody has a quarantine pass. Only those who need to go out should go out, and we should exercise that again. So going into an establishment, if you're not a worker or a person needs to go out because he has to serve his family, then you should be at home, no? If you're below 18 and you are elderly, you should be home. So yung nasa labas lang dapat talaga yung may quarantine pass. Yes, I know it sounds simple, but these things, no, if we require it will reduce mobility. The idea here there is to reduce mobility for a big chunk of the population. Working population can still go. Last is private sector. The private sector is so crucial here. If a big chunk can work from home or through staggered work hours, rotation, that would be significant. And maybe putting all those things together, plus the personal voluntary ECQ, we might be able to slow this.
Yes, sir.
But it takes some time, eh.
Yes, sir. Sir, yung quarantine passes nga do sound like a good idea, pero baka mahirap siyang i-implement on a per LGU basis kasi a lot of people work in one place and live in another place, eh. Unlike before kasi buong Metro Manila yung naka-quarantine pass, eh. So kahit papaano, you have the passes that you need to go from place to place. Pag per LGU, medyo hirap. May LGU, may few pass.
What I meant is, whatever quarantine pass you have, no, your family has. Dalawa lang naman binigay bawat pamilya, eh. So gamitin na natin yon para yung iba na walang quarantine pass sa pamilya nyo, nasa bahay lang po sila. So yun yung panawagan namin. Yun ang aming call for our citizens here in NCR, that it's stay at home, no? It's a strict stay at home policy because the virus is raging, it's spreading all around.
You're proposing a hard GCQ or a soft MECQ. In terms of numbers, at what point should we impose a hard GCQ? At ano ba exactly yon? And at what point can we go to soft MECQ? At ano rin yun?
When we proposed this, there was a context to it. March 11, we met all the mayors of the NCR, and we proposed a GCQ, a hard, strict GCQ, going back to the GCQ of September, even with the original GCQ strictures, with regards to restaurants, to indoor activities, salons, etc., with one with a revision, that certain activities will be discouraged, okay, and that a big chunk of, you see, in GCQ kasi a big chunk of the economy is already open. Most people can go back to work. So we were suggesting that we roll back that part of the regular GCQ structure and add another dimension by saying, okay, let's ask more people from the private sector and the public sector to stay at home. So a work from home arrangement. So that's why it's called the hard GCQ. But it still has transportation, establishments are still open, people still can go to work, okay? But certainly, we're discouraging all the other things that will, and the social gatherings are discouraged. Now, that was a week ago. So we're seeing that the need for us to take more drastic steps. I mean, that's at least our position. And that's why we suggested a soft MECQ. It's an MECQ with transportation. It's an MECQ where many business establishments will be open, but it's an MECQ where almost everyone will be working from home, and that not discouraged, but all activities, social gatherings, no, and these indoor dining, for example, out there will be prohibited na. So lahat na yon. And it will look like an MECQ, but it will be a little softer on many things like transportation. We'll still provide transportation for our workers. Businesses will still be open, and if they can't do the work from home, people can still go to the factories. The micro and small, medium enterprises are still open. So this is our own notion, so that we won't need to resort to ayuda for that, no? So street vendors can still ply and do their work, okay? So yun lang yung difference, but the majority of the population will stay at home. And maybe we need something drastic like that. Many of the countries that experience the same thing, guys, also went through a lockdown. It's hard, no? But it's something that we need to accept up to some point, no? If we don't see any difference by next week, then maybe the decision has to be made. We need a circuit breaking lockdown.